And we're back, and right now we have the authors of Pat the Gnat Discovers God's Word, Alex and Susanna Pando-Taupier. Is that pronounced? Did I pronounce that right?
Fine, yes.
All right, you're gonna have to come a little closer because my microphone isn't as long as I'd like it. So tell us about Pat the Gnat. When did you come up with this idea?
Well, Pat the Gnat came to us about 3 years ago because we both worked for the local Respect Life office, and we felt that we had to do and give children an opportunity to understand and learn how important life is.
Now, when you say the local pro-life office, which office would that be? Where is that located?
The Archdiocese of Miami, the South Dade Pregnancy Help Center.
So you had this idea, and you came up with. How did you come up with Pat the Gnat, though? I mean, as a concept, as a character.
Well, I knew it had to be something catchy, and it just came to me one day. And I figured, it sticks in people's heads. The kids think it's cute. We have a little plush toy. They also think it's cute. So hopefully it will help bring children in so that parents can deliver that message.
And how long has this been going on at this point?
We printed at the end of October of 2014. So our first debut was at the March for Life in January of earlier this year.
And how has it been received?
Well, I think it was well received at the March. He's new. There was some coverage by, what was the name of the...
Live Action News.
Live Action News.
Good people at Live Action.
Yeah, Live Action News did an article on it after the person who wrote the article received one of the books from someone who had gone to the March.
A friend of a friend of a friend type thing, like the old commercial with the shampoo.
Correct. And she read it to her children, and they just loved it. So she reached out to us and asked us for an interview. So we granted that, and then it came out.
Now, and that's really the big thing, because in this secularized world, our kids are given so many secular messages. It's hard to get a Christian message out there.
It is. And this first book happens to be a pro-life adventure. It's called The Broken Chrysalis, which in essence is a womb in crisis. And 2 lives are saved. Pat the Gnat is saved by the butterfly that comes out of the broken chrysalis. So it is also deals with someone with disabilities. Initially he wanted to knock it down, has a good friend that questioned his desire to knock it down. And later on, the little butterfly that was in there ended up saving his life. And the kids, the boys, of course, love the chase part of the story, and the girls love the more sentimental part.
And what's in the future for Pat the Gnat? Any ideas yet?
Yes, we have some other books written for Pat that have to do with pride and arrogance. That has no place in society today. There's also a focus on Christmas and the importance of Christ in Christmas. And there's another one that has to do with, it's written, 2 of those are written in rhyme, and they're basically Bible stories for kids through Pat's little adventures.
And I understand that you can find out more about this at www.patthegnat.com, where you can find the merchandise and the books, correct?
That is correct.
And when is that next book due to come out?
Well, we've got the text is written. We're working on the illustrations now, so hopefully in approximately a year.
Now, do you do the illustrations as well, or do you have an illustrator who works for you?
We have, I do a lot of the illustrations.
Ooh.
I did the illustration of Pat and the lovable image that he is now, and it was tough to wrap my arms, around a lovable gnat, but I think it was successful. And I will be doing all of the illustrations for the next few books. However, we have the entire family is involved.
Now, I got to ask you this. Now, obviously, you mentioned you were doing pro-life stuff, but had you done any illustrating before, and had you done any writing before along this lines, or what were you doing for work before this?
I had not done any writing, so this is something that I just have to attribute to God's influence in my life. And as far as illustrating, my wife, yes, she did illustration. She worked in the art world for many years, so she did bring that experience to the table, which helped facilitate the process.
So you brought the experience, and he brought the other inspiration, and together wonderful things are happening for God.
Yes, sir.
And our involvement with the pro-life ministry and the Respect Life Ministry. I'm a crisis pregnancy counselor, and I'm also a post-abortion counselor. So this is something that's very close to us.
Well, Alex, Susanna, and Pat the Gnat, wherever you are, thank you so much for your time, and the best of luck with your books.
Thank you for having us.
Anytime. All right. Let me tell you that two things so that you have an idea of what's going to go on.
Sure.
The audio will be played on our radio station. The video will go first on YouTube, then on my website, thetechguiblog.com, which is a well-known Catholic conservative blog. I do politics and religion. So it'll go on YouTube first, and then it'll go on, this is the website, by the way.
Do you have a card?
I did not bring a card, but we should have some for WQPH. Do we have any of the cards for WQPH around?